You have brains in your head and feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. This is a quote that inspires my guest, Sanjida Rashid. Please join me in welcoming my guest today, Sanjida, a very dynamic youth. Sanjida, thank you so much for your time to talk to us about your experiences in this very young life.
Thank you for having me.
So I got your resume here, and this is a list of lots of volunteer experiences, fantastic experiences out there, and lots of achievements. I don't know if we can do justice in today's show by reviewing all your and talking about all your achievements and the things that you've accomplished so far. But to start off with, tell us a little about yourself. When did you relocate, or when did you move to Thunder Bay? Let's start from there.
I was 4 years old when I moved to Thunder Bay. I actually left Bangladesh though when I was 7 months old. Before coming to Thunder Bay, I lived in Germany for 4 years, Toronto for a year, and then here.
Well, that's a lot of diverse geographic locations and landscapes, and you must have collected a lot of experience from there too. A lot of learning.
Yeah, I feel that I did. Germany, I don't remember quite as much, but I have heard lots of stories, and I have what my parents told me of living there. It's a different place and filled with different values. I lived in Toronto for a year, which is a big city compared to the city I live in now.
Yeah.
It's still Canadian, still got its Canadian values, but it's different, and the values I collected there really affect how I lived here
today. And so do you go often to Bangladesh?
I've been to Bangladesh, I believe, 4 times since I've left. This summer I was there for 2 months, which was really effective in changing my perspective and really appreciating the country I'm in and the country I came from at the same time.
What were those specific perspectives that you want to talk about? Is there anything that specifically kind of made an impact on you?
I realized the potential I have living here. Although I love my country that I came from, I love the country that I was raised in as well. And this country presents me with many opportunities that I may not have had I lived there. Like all the groups that I'm a part of, I would not have gotten that chance, or to even be here, have this kind of opportunity.
And you have taken those opportunities. I mean, look at you. Let's start with the work. So you are a student at St. Patrick's.
Yes, right? I am.
And what are you studying?
Well, it's high school right now, and it's grade 10. So
grade 10, yeah.
At the moment, I don't really get much of a choice as to what I do.
You have to do a regular, of course.
In the future, I would like to study in political science and law.
So looking into your experiences, one which really strikes out to me is the Readers Are Leaders, something that you did at the Beverly Public Library as a reader.
Okay, so
what was that about?
That program is a program where teens can read with children at the library. The leader, Claudia Oknicki, I believe, she recruits teenagers to come speak with children, and they read together about once a week, I believe. I did that for a summer.
So this is a volunteer position?
Yeah.
And you get to pick your readings?
The child and myself would go into the library, pick the books we wanted to read, and we'd read them together.
Nice. Where do you find the time?
Summer for me is a big slot to volunteer in. I like to always be doing something, so when summer comes, I can't just relax. I need to have my duties and have my volunteering, or I just wouldn't be me.
Nice. There was another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was Our Kids Count. It was a community development program at Thunder Bay. What was this about?
Our Kids Count is a voluntary organization where we face paint children. So at large events like Canada Day or the Teddy Bear Picnic, they'll set up a booth and you face paint all the children that come. It's one of my favorite volunteer things that I've ever done.
What drives you to do this voluntary work, Sanjida?
Well, I love giving back to the community that I'm so proud to be a part of, and those types of volunteering opportunities are both with children, and I love working with children.
Nice. Yeah. And how do you get to know about these opportunities or these volunteer positions? Or
at the beginning of summer, I have a little purge of my own where I go onto the City of Thunder Bay's website and all their volunteering opportunities, and I basically sent my name out to every single one.
And then you, and then you get to pick.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. one that really stands out in your list of long list of voluntary work is the Thunder Bay Rainy River Youth Constituency Council. Now this is very prestigious. You're representing our Thunder Bay, right? You're representing us and you're representing the youth in this particular constituency council. What is this about?
This council is made up of 8 representatives from Thunder Bay and the Rainy River riding. So we talk about the youth's problems and how to improve them and get rid of them in time.
So this is just you who have been, this is a selection, there is a selection process that goes behind this, yeah?
It was on Google Forms, I believe, and it's a series of questions.
Right.
Some of them are just multiple choice, and others you have to write your own thoughts, and then they selected 8 students from it. 6 of which go to my school, 1 goes to Hammersholt, and another one lives in Fort Francis, I believe.
Wow, and how often do you meet?
We've met on 1 occasion so far, and one more casual one without Don Rusnak present. And we will again meet in January, I believe.
So who heads this council?
Don Rusnak is the leader of the council. I'm not sure that he'll be there for every single meeting. He noted that.
But he still forwarded this initiative, right? Yeah, and so there are some common agendas, or do you work with your own respective mandates or issues that you like to concentrate on? Or
I believe the 8 of us will work together as a unit, but we all bring something forward to the table. All of us have a different thing that we specifically are interested in, and that really makes the group diverse.
So diverse, yeah. Lots of ideas out there. But is there anything? What are your areas of issues that really is close to your heart?
The areas that matter mostly to me, obviously Asian representation is something that I really value, and just diverse representation for minority groups in general. I especially care about environmental issues, which I've been rather known for, as I've headed 2 Bee Weeks, which are bee fundraisers in my schools, and we'll have the 3rd one this year at St. Patrick's High School.
So I heard environment, I heard cultural, Asian representative, I also heard creativity.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so you have been having lots of diverse interests, right? So, but hold on to that thought. I want to ask a little bit more about these interests as we go into our next segment. So
perfect.
Stay tuned, dear viewers. We'll be right back with Sanjida Rashid. Dear viewers, you're watching Asian Vibes, and my guest today is Sanjida Rashid, who's talking about her various accomplishments with regards to volunteering at Thunder Bay with various different areas of her interest. And we're also going to be talking about some of your achievements with regards. There's a whole lot of achievements, and I would love to read them all. But before we went on our break, you were talking to us about some of the issues that, some of these topical issues that are of big concerns to the youth today. What are those? What are those youth voices talking about today?
A major one that we've seen a lot more prevalent today than before, not because they didn't exist before, but because we're speaking out about them more now, is mental health issues. We see mental health issues in schools so often now, especially as a cause of bullying and isolation that people may feel as they enter high school and change schools and go into a bigger population of students.
Transitioning from different cultures, okay.
Yeah. Mental health, especially depression, is something that we've seen being more talked about recently. Suicide is something we've seen more frequently. We want to talk about how to prevent these, how to work with these, and how to make them something kids can talk about and how we can work on them.
One of the ways would be to, get them more interested, to get involved in various community activities, right? That's one way. And I'm sure all of you with your discussions and the youth voices and friends together would come up with more recommendations. Now, with regards to your achievements, okay, so you have got Creativity Award, Character Award, Literacy and Science Award, French Award, Principals Award, Emerging Artist Award. What is that about? What was your art form that you were trying to present at this particular, for this particular award?
For Emerging Artist Award, that's something I received through the CLE art competition. I was partaking in visual arts, my favorite form of art, I would say. I'm not quite sure what specific art piece allowed me to achieve this award. It was a combination of several art pieces I submitted. But I really enjoy doing creative things, visual arts. I'm consistently doing visual arts in my school at St. Patrick's.
What's your medium of visual art?
Painting is something I really enjoy doing. I'm doing it every day. You'll always see paint on my hands.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, interesting, interesting. And then I see you're also academically very, very proficient, which is with highest academic award in 2015, 2016, and 2017. Awesome. And then you've been in the honor roll in 2015, 16, 2017. And there's the Science Award in 2016. Then there's the Ken Boshkoff Award. What was this about?
The Ken Boshkoff Award I received in grade 8 at Pope John Paul II Secondary Elementary School. It's an award given to a leader in the school community. And they chose me.
So, yeah, I see a lot of leadership. Yeah, what makes you, why do you want to take up a leadership role? What drives you to take a leadership role in, and using platforms to voice your thoughts and perspectives?
I value being a leader in my community, and I would love to be as great of a leader as I can. Well, as someone that's interested in politics, it's great to start young. Being a leader means to me inspiring others and allowing everyone to find their full potential. Because when you lead, you're helping the people around you as much as you're helping yourself.
Excellent. And you've also taken some workshops. You've participated in some workshops, leadership workshops in Thunder Bay?
I guess an example of a leadership workshop I participated in would be NWASA. It's Northwestern Ontario Secondary Students Association. It consists of students from all around town. We lead others. Last year I was a participant, and this year I'll be leading. It's a 3-day conference, and throughout the year we have leadership.
It's a conference.
Yes,
of students.
Yeah, and around 300 kids participate, I believe. It's a really wonderful experience. I'd suggest anyone would go. Yeah.
And the topics that you discuss in these conferences are?
Youth issues, how to be a better leader, how to help your peers and help yourself, how to be the best person you can be.
Fantastic. And I also see that you've got a Mathematics Award in 2007, and you participated in the Mathematics Olympics. What was that?
The Math Olympics I've participated in both grade 7 and grade 8. It's a collaboration of students all around town get together and they compete in maths, kind of like a sports tournament for the math kids.
Oh, wow. So you've got so many interests, Sanjida, and you are so, taking your time, you're making the best of your time and all the opportunities that are, coming to your door. There was one thing that you just mentioned, that cultural or Asian representative. Why is it so important for you to, highlight that or showcase your cultural representation or Asian representation for that matter?
Well, I understand that the fact that I'm here isn't just a coincidence. It's from hard work, and not everyone gets the opportunities I do. Where I come from, they don't get the same opportunities I get here, and I just want to make the most of the fact that I am here and use all the opportunities that present itself to me and make my own.
How do you do that here? Do you talk about your roots, your heritage to your friends?
I always like to embrace my roots. I even got my Canadian friend, a Punjabi from Bangladesh. They all embrace it. They learn words. They eat food when they come to my house. It's very known that I'm Asian and proud of it.
Oh, and we all have to be proud of our roots and heritage. Yeah. What about school? How does do you have a big Asian community there? None? Not
in particular at my school. At other schools there are, like Churchill and Hammarskjöld. But at St. Patrick's High School, I wouldn't say that there are many, but there are some.
Yeah. And is the topics that you mentioned with regards to, some of the ones that are close to your heart, especially the mental issues, do your friends come and talk to you about it? Do you find anything different with regards to youth across borders, across countries? Any such perspective that you've gathered through your young journey or young life experiences?
I find that a lot of people would agree that mental health is an issue
Across,
yeah.
It's becoming so visible, so prominent, yeah.
Not just in the country we live in, all around the
Everywhere,
world.
exactly.
Always has been, but it's been something that people are more forward to talk about now.
Yeah, we're talking about it, and it's not just students or youth talking
Yes.
about it. Everybody needs education on that, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, it's not just the youth voicing. It's good that the youth is voicing and letting people know about their concerns. But everybody, all of us, we need education too. Is there any program in schools with regards to bullying or getting some help with mental issues?
Yes, at St. Patrick's High School, we have a few different groups that kind of work towards like creating a better wellness around the school. Natural Helpers is a group that I'm a part of at my school. It promotes kindness and positivity and like wellness around the school. Student Council, which I'm also a part of, I would say does its best to make sure that the school is as welcoming as it can be and make sure that we're always doing positive things around. We have alliances in our school for like Gay Straight Alliance. I'm not a part of that one, but
What is that, sorry?
A Gay Straight Alliance.
Right.
So like that is where a lot of mental illnesses like may be caused because people are scared to talk about certain things like that. So they have that community for people to never have to not be able to talk about something. There are a lot of groups like that, I would say.
So I guess communication is key.
Yeah.
The right communication and timely communication is important. Sanjida, again, hold on to those thoughts, beautiful thoughts, and lots of promising initiatives and activities that you are involved with. We'll get to know a little bit more about them. We'll be right back, dear viewers, with Sanjida, and we'll talk a little bit about the youth issues today. Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Asian Vibes, and my guest today is Sanjida Rashid, and we are so impressed with your openness to community participation of various scale and various range of stuff that you're involved with. You did mention you went to Bangladesh. Tell us about that experience and how different. What was it that, with regards to in the context of the youth, with regards to that? What were some of those, striking, say, learnings or impacts that you feel that you can have a comparison with regards to the youth here?
Well, I was in Bangladesh from July 1st to September 1st. So that's 2 solid months of learning experience.
Yeah.
While I was there, I spent a lot of time with youth because all my cousins are school age, and I got to see inside the Bangladeshi school system. Academics are very important there. They slave away. They're all incredibly brilliant. All my young cousins, so smart. I was so impressed with them. Their education system is very intense, I'll tell you that. But it definitely pays off.
It pays off, I know, but then the extracurricular activities are not major, it doesn't play a major role. And that's why I think volunteerism over here in Canada, in North America and in Canada, it gives you an overall rounded personality. And also perspectives.
You'll find children here are probably on a sports team or some extracurricular thing. Those children probably do not have the time for that. They're studying day in, day out, and they're brilliant because of it, but it makes you wonder if they're missing out on that little fun side of childhood. They place great importance on their marks, which is something you might not see in a like 4th grader here.
I know.
Not necessarily a bad thing, of course, but those differences are subtle, but they're definitely there.
But like you said, it does pay off in the long run. But I also feel that you've got experiences, and you're sharing and talking about youth issues and all kinds of volunteer experiences. That is something that gives you a different kind of a learning experience.
Exactly.
Isn't that? And did you get to visit any place in Bangladesh? Places of interest. Tourists. Let's go tourism.
Tourism was not my main part of the summer. The main part of the summer was seeing all of my family that I haven't seen in about like 8 years. But I did take a trip to Sylhet, a beautiful part of Bangladesh. I saw the tea gardens, which were beautiful. And filled with leeches, by the way. As you walk up them, they'll latch onto you. Wear closed-toed shoes. We also saw this beautiful lake. I think, I can't recall the name, but it's a lake and all the trees are submerged in it, and you ride in a boat, we call it a noka, and it's beautiful. They have such beautiful sights to see there and landscape. It's wonderful.
And you talk about those to your friends here?
I have. I've showed them pictures. I post about it. It's really beautiful there.
And is this what you were trying to say with regards to representing the Asian roots?
Yeah, I like to show them what's there in Asia. A lot of times, I don't want to generalize, but some people may look at Asia and they just see kind of like more like China and that kind of things. They kind of forget about South Asia sometimes. Yeah. South Asia is beautiful and should never be forgotten. Yeah.
It should never be forgotten. And you should go and visit and see the place for yourself. There was another thing I wanted to know, Sanjida, is you talked about cultural representations, of course, and also with regards to values. You also mentioned about values. We all have grown up with values from our homes, from our parents. Yeah. What do you think is our current, present day with regards to the times that we are living in today? What kind of values should one as a youth cultivate, nurture, and grow up with?
A value that seems like we were all taught as children, but a lot of people have forgotten at this point, was treat other people how you want to be treated.
Yeah, with respect.
Of course. And just understand that every person isn't skin deep. There's so much more, and on the inside we're all just the same and very different. But
well spoken, well spoken, yeah. And everybody's experiences and journeys and life stories are unique. Yeah, it doesn't have to be good or bad, but everybody has their own unique stories.
Yeah.
But most important is respecting one another. Yeah, and communication. Do you think we are not communicating these days too much, especially with the digital, digital times that we live in?
Somehow we're communicating the most we ever had,
really?
and in other ways we're communicating the least.
Exactly.
It's almost as if we're talking and not listening in a lot of aspects. But I think that with social media, the communication, some may say that it's frivolous, but a lot of it's been really helpful, especially in things like mental illness. That's why a lot of people can talk about it now, because the exposure is so high and everyone knows about it, because you'll see it on Instagram, on Twitter and Snapchat, and it's become more of a normal thing rather than this shut door thing. I think social media is opening doors.
It has its pros and cons, but yeah, it does offer the platform to voice your opinions and thoughts and take it constructively.
The platform is definitely whatever you make of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard you also want to take up the political science route, with regards to that. So you're really preparing yourself to take up that path, and that's we need more women in politics. That's one. But any message, anything that you would like to say, convey to the youth today, with whatever your young life has taught you, your experiences, your achievements. Through that, if there's any message that you want to convey, this is a platform that you can use to share your thoughts.
I think what youth should take from this is that every opportunity that comes your way, take it and harness it, because the potential we have here in this society, in this day and age, is so great and vast, and you can really do whatever you want to do if you put your effort into it.
And just open your mind.
Of course.
Open your mind to everything, and with the grounding values of respect.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much, Sanjida.
Thank you for having me.
Really, really, I'm inspired, and I'm sure all our viewers and the youth, specifically the youth who's listening to you, is inspired to take up more action. And it doesn't have to be big, or any little thing that can be done in your community, give it back to the community. So all the very best, and continue to keep inspiring your peers and yourself to do well in life. All the very, very best, Sanjida. And thank you, viewers, for joining us on this edition of Asian Vibes. Till we meet again, stay well.